Welcome back everyone and welcome to World of Warship and to Let's Talk German Aircraft Carrier. Now I had a small luck that I received in those German containers. Those two missions, I have the tier 4 and the tier 6 aircraft carrier WESER or something. I have no idea how you pronounce it. Anyhow, I feel that they are a little bit different. Overall, I would like to say, if you pay attention to the speed of those torpedo bombers are mediocre. You are going around 132 knots and absolutely the most 150, which is on the lower side. It's very good for the game, guys. Hears me out. The only gimmick about the German carrier are that it's kind of a interesting layout with the AP rockets that can citadel cruiser. However, those AP rockets are absolutely useless versus anything else. And by the way, there was one citadel 4 penetration for whopping 3,500 damage. And remember, shorts guys, it's made of steel, and this is a coup battle. What I'm trying to say, guys, this it's kind of important to mention. I do have all tier 6 aircraft carrier. I have the British, I have the Japanese, and I have the US. I know exactly how to play them, and I am not a noob. However, it's different experience or gameplay, especially with the dive bombers, which are flying ridiculous high. Something else I kind of from the get-go I'd like to say, the German carrier are pretty much useless versus battleships and versus destroyer, because you do overban, you do some kind of spotting, that's all you do. And I have this feeling, guys, that sure, the torpedo are not bad, the torpedo bombers are alright-ish, especially versus some cruisers and some battleships. It's kind of easy to land. The problem is, the guys, I very much like to say from the get-go, are absolutely worthless in damage performance. Over here I kind of misjudge. You see, guys, this is my very first battle, and something else, it's a stock planes. I did not upgrade them. I did not have any modules or any captain's perk. I do believe I only have 3 points captain, so you may argue that you can buff their HP pool and slightly faster, but overall, guys, it's kind of also important to show you when you're playing versus bots, for crying out loud, how much damage you do. Well, I have 2 citadel for whopping 8,000 damage, and even bots, you know, I take full damage. You're gonna lose a lot of planes. Let's see if I can finish this dude. Wow, one ricochet allows, I don't know, 100 damage or something. What I'm trying to say is that if you're not coming to, on a perfect edge, even versus their bots, you're not gonna do any harm whatsoever versus cruiser. And you may argue that the entire gimmick and idea from wargaming is to punish cruisers. If them showing you broadside or you're going to the perfect angle, you can citadel them and do a lot of damage. But the problem is, guys, that most of a cruiser, even the damn bots, will take all your planes down. And I very much would like to say that the Germans ones, compared with anything else, you can be deployed. Okay, let's see if I can go back to. Okay, I did 2 damage. I don't know, 3,000 damage to torpedo hits. What kind of bullshit is that kind of? Even I have no idea what to say. US, which they do pretty mediocre damage. This, by the way, was flooding with whopping 2,700 damage. Guys, this bullshit damage 2,700 and under 3,000 one torpedo hit. It's absolutely ridiculous bad. For someone who's you think that, oh man, those ships, the CV, are overpowered, you have to think that, guys, when the CV rework has been done, Wargaming had not fine-tuned. I would like to say that yes, at a very early stage, the CV were absolutely broken and overpowered. And most overpowered of all actually was the US. The Ranger become from a very bad mediocre in this RTS mode in one of the strongest carrier at tier 6. How was that? Well, you had rockets plane. I'm talking about US Rangers, 200 knots, and those rockets are not even the near postcode in the speed what US had. I'm talking about Rangers planes. Something else, and it's kind of important. Remember, guys, the British and the US dive bomber have extremely high percent to put your enemy on fire, and back then, oh my lord, 5 non-penetration and only 1 pen dead drop. I would like to say that the Germans' rocket bombers are pretty useless if you don't aim for the superstructure. Even versus a damn tier 5 ship, he is a bot, he has no AA, literally, and he's sailing straight, and I cannot harm him for the love of God. Guys, I would like to say from a border, if you are a CV captain and you may think, I might try them, well, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just saying, go ahead. If you're the destroyer captain, that's very good news when the enemy team have one of those useless carrier, because it won't kill you. The only thing he can do, sure, trying to torpedo you, but guys, most of the destroyer are one heck of a fast and very maneuverable ship. Never gonna happen. If you're trying to with AP bombs, most likely you will overpan and do very little to no damage. If you're a battleship, guys, sure, you might eat a couple torpedoes, but once again, that stupid whopping, I don't know, 2500 damage a torpedo hits, it's ridiculous bad. I will go so far that Japanese does not have twice as much as damage. I'll go so far that the Japanese torpedo hit, each and every torpedo hit from a Japanese aircraft carrier, it give you at least 3 times more damage. Yes, you heard me right, at least 3 times more. And dive bombers, sure, I find them very interesting, but they eat a lot of flak and they are slow as shit. Seriously, guys, you may land and they are pretty accurate, and yes, you can do some good looking citadel, and versus battleship, I would like to say they are alright-ish. But even, why hell go for the Germans when the, frankly, I like to say the Japanese dive bomber with AP are even bigger threat versus battleship, because they do have bigger bombs and do, guys, seriously, they have more accurate dropping power, not from, I mean, you're going from moon and dive down to a surface ship. This is how I feel. Very awkward and very slow. Oh man, oh love of God, that around 3000 damage, less than that. I do believe it was around 1000 damage. Absolutely ridiculous, guys. And I'm fighting bots, for crying out loud. I find the HP pool of the planes ridiculous low, and ridiculous low speed, and ridiculous low damage, no matter what the hell you do, no matter what the hell you are engaging. I find the German carrier line a pile of crap, and it's actually good for the game. To be honest with you, if you are any cruiser, any battleship, any surface ship whatsoever, a tier 6 carrier from Germany will never nuke you hard, will never kill you. they are by far the worst in damage output, the slowest, and they take buttloads of damage. Just give you a hint. If I am with the British carrier, I have this long range dive bomber drop. I do believe I have around 10 seconds when I want engage a surface ship, and I'm flying above the flag, which basically, even you have the damn strongest cruiser AA or AA overall, I'm flying above. I receive 0 flag damage. Sure, the continuous damage still there, but I still make my bloody drop because of this weird flying above flag that British have. And you may argue that the US, it's different story, but the US dive bomber, it's like a freaking Conquer dive bomber. It's almost guaranteed. If you hit, it's almost a guaranteed fires and a pretty significant hit. And if you hit the damn destroyer, you can actually blap him from full HP to 0 with one very perfect aim drop. I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but I'm just saying, if you have a surface ship, you don't have to be worried about the Germans ones. I have very hard to recommend this CV line. I believe that we're giving a run out of ideas, and frankly, overall, guys, I like to say the CV are not so darn strong today what it was a couple months or years ago. And something else also, it's kind of important for someone who doesn't know. Yeah, that was a pretty alright-ish draw, 7,000 damage, but I do believe with let's say Japanese carrier, I could done at least 7,000, even more if I hit the damn thing. Something else. At the very first stage after the rework, all CV had way faster planes. The turning radius was faster than today's, and aiming, which was crazy faster aim than today's. And the surface player, they did not have this reinforcement, and now all this has been changed. And I would like to say that seriously, guys, if you're a tier 8 surface ship versus a tier 10, it's bad because they are still overpowered as all hell. But the other way around, if you are, let's say, a tier 6 carrier and you're facing a tier versus tier 8 ship, you're not gonna do a damn thing versus. You're only gonna spot, literally, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot touch any tier 8 surface ship whatsoever. You may do, I believe, the entire game less than 10,000 damage. So overall, guys, the final conclusion, don't even bother to grind the new stupid pile of crap, because Wargaming has to go back to the drawing board about the German aircraft carrier, because they are too weak, too slow, too damn unfun to play, and you cannot even do any kind of a damage even versus bots. So even in coup battle you will struggle and you will not have fun. It's just flying like a maniac without any purpose whatsoever. Let me know in the comment below what you think about the German aircraft carrier. I believe they, in my honestly opinion, they are useless. So guys, thanks guys for watching, and always captains, fair seas, and goodbye.